Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you love intensity, heart, and the kind of football stories that make history, then you're in the right place, because today we've got a story that's not just about stats and draft picks. It's about breaking barriers and making headlines in a way the NFL has never seen before. Now, we all know the Detroit Lions have been flipping the script in recent years. Gone are the days of the tired narrative, same old Lions. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have crafted a culture of toughness, unity, and smart football. And now, fresh off yet another strong season and a postseason push, the Lions have done something else that's making waves, not just in Detroit, but across the entire football world. But what exactly happened during the 2025 NFL Draft that has fans buzzing and insiders whispering? What move did the Lions make that instantly entered the record books? And could it signal something even bigger down the line? Stick with us, because the full story is absolutely worth it. Let's rewind just a bit. Amid the chaos, speculation, and drama of this year's NFL Draft, the trades, the reaches, the steals, the Lions made a quiet move in the later rounds. A move that, at first glance, looked like just another Day 3 pick. But with the 196th overall selection, Detroit picked someone who now holds a unique place in NFL history. With that single pick, the Detroit Lions selected Hassanine, an edge rusher out of Boise State University. But this wasn't just about depth or late-round value. This was historic because Hassanine is now officially the first Egyptian-born player ever drafted into the National Football League. Let that sink in. In over 100 years of NFL history, not one native Egyptian had ever made it this far until now. And it was the Detroit Lions who opened that door. And this wasn't some token gesture or feel-good publicity stunt. Hassanine earned his shot the hard way. During his junior and senior seasons at Boise State, he started in 28 games, recorded an impressive 101 tackles, and delivered 22 sacks. Those aren't just decent numbers. Those are the kind of stats that scream relentless motor, explosive burst, and NFL-caliber impact. Could this be the guy who finally gives Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport the rotational support they need? Is it possible we're looking at a diamond in the rough who could become a breakout story in Detroit's pass-rushing unit? Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes clearly see something special in him. And based on what we've seen both on and off the field, it's hard not to believe in this kid's potential. Now let's talk about the moment. That unforgettable phone call when Campbell called Hassanine to give him the news. The reaction? Nothing short of electric. Hassanine could be heard saying, "I would die for you, coach. I just wanted you to believe in me. I would die on that field for you. I promise." That kind of raw emotion, you can't fake that. It wasn't just gratitude. It was a lifetime of dreams, sacrifice, and validation, all crashing together in one surreal moment. And while sure saying you'd die on the field might be a little over the top, what it really shows is heart. And if there's one thing Dan Campbell loves more than talent, it's heart. This coaching staff thrives on gritty players who give everything they've got. Hassanine seems to fit that mold perfectly. So the question is, how much of an impact can he actually make? Could we be looking at a fan-favorite underdog story in the making? Could this be the beginning of a whole new international wave of NFL players? Some insiders believe Hassanine's selection could help expand the NFL's reach in the Middle East and North Africa, especially if he finds real success on the field. And while the Hassanine pick made history, it wasn't the only bold move the Lions made this draft. Let's talk about that other headline-grabbing decision, trading up in the third round to snag wide receiver Isaac Tesla. Now this one sparked controversy. To move up from pick 102 to pick 70, Detroit gave up not only their own third-rounder, but also an additional third-round pick from 2026. That's a steep price. ESPN draft analyst Jordan Reed didn't hold back, calling it the worst trade of the draft in his April 27th article. Reed wrote, "While I like Tesla, he's not worth the capital Detroit gave up. This was a massive overpay." Strong words, and they've got some fans worried. But is that criticism really fair? Tesla may not be a household name yet, but there's more to this move than just the surface value. Max Damara of Sideline Report argues that this pick might age better than people think. According to Damara, Tesla will be motivated to prove the doubters wrong, and he points out that underrated prospects have often turned out to be game changers once given the right situation and development time. Let's not forget, Campbell's Lions thrive on these kinds of chips-on-the-shoulder stories. Amonore St. Brown was a Day 3 pick. Malcolm Rodriguez? Same story. The Lions have developed a reputation for turning overlooked guys into key contributors. So here's a speculative question for you, and it's worth thinking about. Could Tesla become the next surprise breakout receiver in Detroit's offense? With Josh Reynolds gone and Jameson Williams still developing consistency, there is room for someone to step in and shine. And with Jared Goff now fully settled into his role as Detroit's QB1, having another big-bodied target who can win contested catches and stretch the field vertically, that could be a real asset. Some fans are wondering if this draft, between the Tesla trade and the Hassanine pick, represents a deeper evolution in Detroit's front office. Are Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell starting to bet more aggressively on culture guys over consensus rankings? Are they trusting their own board more than the national noise? Because one thing's for sure, these moves took guts. And guts are something this regime doesn't seem to lack. Now, let's bring this back around, because while the numbers and analysis matter, this is also a human story. Ahmed Hassanine represents something bigger than football. His story is one of breaking boundaries, representing an entire country and chasing a dream that's never been reached before. How will he adapt to NFL speed? How will he transition from Boise State to lining up against elite offensive linemen on Sundays? That remains to be seen. But ask yourself this: when was the last time a sixth-round pick brought this much energy, this much heart, and this much history with him into the locker room? That's what makes this special. That's what makes this Detroit. But what do you think about all of this? Could Ahmed Hassanine be the next big success story in Detroit? Was the Tesla trade a bold move worth making, or a reach that might haunt us later? Personally, I love what the Lions did. I love the emotion, I love the guts, and I love the fact that this front office is willing to take risks on players they believe in. Hassanine's passion is exactly the kind of energy this locker room feeds on. And as for Tesla, I'm not counting him out. If he's as motivated as the team believes, he might just prove every critic wrong. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. I know Lions fans have opinions, and I want to hear all of them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We're just getting started this off-season, and if the Lions keep making moves like this, you won't want to miss a second of it. Thanks for watching, and as always, one pride.